My name is Elgin James, and I'm a filmmaker. I grew up kind of tough circumstances when I was a kid, and in a really kind of violent and abusive household. That sort of led me. It's funny because I had a lot of nervous tics. I was so terrified of the world when I was a kid. I was like so scared, and there didn't seem to be any sort of like sense of justice. There didn't seem to be any sort of sense of order by any means. You didn't know. You're just this, and kind of left by the wiles and emotions and moods of adults, you know, who could be terrifying. And the only time that I didn't have the tics was when I'd watch a movie. Me and my best friend would be, living in an abandoned building, and I'd pretend like, oh, dude, I just met this girl. I got to go hang out with her, man. I'll be right back. And then I'd go to like an art house cinema and watch these movies, But I was so embarrassed of it. But that was like me, I think there's a time where you can go one way or the other. And I definitely went down. I definitely chose a dark path for a long time, for decades of my life. And you all but think when the world has done a bunch of stuff to you, and then you start doing a bunch of stuff to the world back to try to gain this sense of justice. And I just thought that part, the part that I try to keep so hidden, the vulnerable part, and I guess what would be the creative part that I was so embarrassed of and ashamed of. Once I got out of that life, it was still there, which I guess we all have, which I was so amazed by, and that's how I became a filmmaker. You grow up, and like I said, sometimes the people that are supposed to lead you have their own demons, and it just obviously keeps this cycle going, and then you grab your own demons for yourself and pass them on and so forth, and it wasn't until literally that I'd gotten out of, it was because my mom had died. That's really what kind of catapulted me out of that life, because I was with her on her deathbed. I spent the last few weeks with her, and I'd give her nothing to be proud of at all. I was just like a loser in a gang at that point. And so I made promises to her that I was going to change my life. Everything was going to be different. By the time I'd come to LA and I was trying to do different projects and figure out, I'd never written a screenplay before. I didn't know anything about movies really, except that I wanted to be part of them. I wanted to tell stories. Because I really feel like movies had saved my life. Everyone's like, film, it's not rocket science, or it's not brain surgery, but it still saved my life. You know what I mean? It was the only thing that got me through. It was the only time I could sit in a dark theater and not feel so alone in the world, And that's what I wanted to be part of. And I wanted to be part of it, telling my own story. And because I'd been in a gang, and there's articles in like major magazines about me and the gang, and then people came to me about, hey, we should make a movie about your life, and I was having a hard time at the time. So I was like, this is amazing, this is awesome, making movies is so easy, this is great, and I have this A-list actor and this A-list director and these very smart writers, and I wasn't going to write or direct. I was just sort of the guy they brought, they shuffled into the room and then shuffled out, and but at the time, having lived life since I was a child, a very young child, like surrounded by violence and then being part of violence, I didn't know how I felt about it all. And they're trying to basically shimmy the story down into something very clear cut, which is like we were Robin Hood kids out doing these positive things, and look at us. And and there is justice in the world, and the story wasn't that simple. I walked away from that project. Right? And I'm like, I want to tell this story myself and figure out how to do it. And then I wrote this film, Little Birds, which was about me and my best friend, but I turned this into 15-year-old girls instead, so it kind of like still address violence, but in a very different way, and talk more about what was more important, which is like our friendship, and the emotions behind that. And so after doing that, that's when I came into Robert Redford and the Sundance Labs, and that's when my whole life changed. I guess if I had to tell someone who's either in my positions that I was in the past, or just no matter what position, whether it's that or something else right now, whether you're sitting very comfortably right now, no matter what it is, it's just the fact that you can do it. If anyone can do it, it's not if I can do it, anyone can do it. And I mean, the fact that I've been where I've been and was able to tell, or able to tell the stories that I'm telling, it just really proved that you can change your life around. I was way past my expiration date, you know what I mean? I was so surprised. Everyone thought I was going to die by the time I was 16, and then you grow up and you're 25 and you're like, what do? I wasn't supposed to be here. I just continued doing worse things, and the fact that I'm here now, that's just it, is just figure out what your truth is and don't let anybody sway you, because they're going to try to. Everyone's going to try to, and the fact, it's so hard when you're off on your own beat and everyone's going one way, but your one beat is what's going to inspire others. You know what I mean? It's like that thing inside of you, and like I said, even just like to go through like a heartbeat, maybe like our heartbeats just change a little different, has a little like little timpani drum in it or something compared to everybody else's, but we're so embarrassed of that, we're so ashamed of that, we want to hide that. That's what's going to make you soar, you know, that's what's going to make you fly, just your own actual individual voice. And that's what to say, just do stuff, put it out into the universe. In other words, big or small, just do it, and do it right now. Put pen to paper, take a camera, do something, no matter what it is. I don't know what business or something would be, but do that, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Just whatever you feel inside of you, just put it out, and you're gonna get laughed at, you're gonna get judged, and then later those same people are gonna call you a genius. And they're gonna talk about how they knew you back then.